Hi, I'm Brian, and I love Hallmark mommy movies.
Okay,
I'm Brian. Dan's mom says hi.
I'm Dan. Even the balloonist prayer can't save this episode, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hi, that was messed up, brother. It's great to be.
It's airing the laundry.
It's great to be here today, talking about Love in the Clouds,
Sure is.
our final new movie for the month of May.
We're at the end of the month, though, right?
No.
Oh.
This is it. This is all we got.
Oh.
This is all we got.
What?
And it's fine. It's fine.
How'd we do on the preview episode with this movie? Like,
that's a
you
good-
probably were like five and a cream.
Maybe Aaron can pull it
I
up.
was
but
definitely excited for it.
I was excited for it.
Yeah,
and
You guys were
pumped.
wrong.
We were pretty
I'm excited to
pumped.
break this movie down. How was everyone's Mother's Day?
Oh, yeah. Happy
did
belated
you-
Mother's Day
Happy
to you.
belated Mother's
Happy
Day to
belated
you as
Mother's
well.
Day.
And you?
Yeah.
Did you call your mom?
I did. I did call
Oh.
my mom. I did not make a handmade card. I thought about it a lot, but I did call my mom. Got it in real late close to the deadline of the day, but I did it.
Yeah.
What time?
It was after 5. I think I talked
Yeah.
to
You called your
it
mom
was late.
after 5.
Yeah.
I called my mom at 8:30. So
PM.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
PM.
Yeah.
Wow. Look
I
at
thought
you
for
go.
sure you were saying AM.
Yeah.
So did I.
Did it because you forgot?
No, I just was out at, like, we
Yeah.
went to the aquarium.
Yeah, I was
So
out
we were
too.
gone out and about all day.
And
a tough
the
day.
aquarium's super close, so there's not time in the car
Sure.
there's not
No.
enough time.
Have you ever
There's a lot
tried
going
to
on.
call, like,
With
your
kids.
kid's grandmother
With Bluetooth?
with them in the car?
Yeah, that's how I called
you-
my mom to say Happy Mother's
no,
Day. Because
never.
they had to say it too.
course.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I literally did it in the car for
Yeah.
that
I would never.
reason. That was the
Yeah.
easiest because they can't
It drives me
get-
crazy.
yeah, it
Everybody's
can't go-
yelling.
you get
I
off
can't deal.
You get off the horn.
You get off the horn.
Get off the horn.
We're talking Love in the Clouds today, which is the return of Paul Green.
Mm-hmm.
Been since 21.
Vincent's 21.
I thought 22. I looked it up. 21.
That's
How
a
about
long
that?
time.
Almost a 4-year absence.
He looks younger somehow.
So we do have it in front of us for the preview episode.
You went 5 and a cream, Brand.
I went 5 and a
did.
cream, which
Yeah.
sounds right.
You went 4 and a
Oh,
cream.
I sure did.
Brian.
Wow. Oh, I creamed this one too.
Yeah, you did.
And you did one homemade card plus whatever.
Plus whatever.
So
We were pretty high on this then.
Yeah, I shouldn't have given it 1. That's on
We were
me.
pretty high on this.
let's do this. Love in the Clouds. Love in the Clouds on the Hallmark Channel, May 10th, 2025. And it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off with a ton of hot air balloons. And despite what the title wants you to believe, not a cloud in sight. Jared shows up to pilot one of those balloons so that these two lovebirds can get engaged. That's what he does. He is the love balloon situation.
We love that.
We then meet Brooklyn. She's a business reporter who apparently has too much personality to be a business reporter. Her boss tells her that she has one more chance to tone it down with the personality or she's fired. Her friend tells her about this hot air balloon fiesta in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and suggests that she go and cover it. It could be fun. Lucky for her, a colleague quits who is going to go cover the fiesta, and so she gets to go. Her boss calls Jared and asks if he would be willing to let her reporter do a story on him and stay with him in his house because there's no more hotels because of the fiesta. He agrees to this as long as they don't ask anything about his personal life. The boss takes this information and tells Brooklyn, dig into his personal life. This is going to be a story about his personal life. Turns out Brooklyn is afraid of heights and asks her videographer to go up for her until she meets Jared and is immediately like, hubba hubba.
She went to Jared.
She went to Jared. She spends the evening looking at his website, and he spends the evening watching videos of her reporting. They wake up at 3 a.m., but you got to get
Must
out
be
there.
lonely.
To get to the festival. It doesn't take long to find out that Jared is pretty jaded when it comes to love, despite running a romantic balloon ride business. Could it be because his fiance left him for a rival balloonist? Yes. Brooklyn's boss wants to scoop on jaded Jared. We'll call it JJ. The wind's too strong to actually fly. They get the yellow flag. So Jared and Brooklyn spend the day together, and she's impressed by his passion for ballooning. Another windy day, another grounded balloon, so he shows her the town instead. Back-to-back windy days. There's nothing you can do about it. It's tough for the fiesta. Her boss keeps calling, demanding dirt on Jared's personal life, but Brooklyn is not having it. That night, they end up holding hands as they watch the glowing hot air balloons. Sparks are flying. Literally. She spends the evening with Jared and his family, and he opens up about how his fiance left him for a rival balloonist and how that kind of ruined love for him. Brooklyn tells her friend Elise, who is the videographer that's with her, that she can't do the story that the boss wants. What she wants to do is stop living in fear, and tomorrow she's going up in a balloon. They take off, and she is thrilled. She kisses him. He kisses her back. Oh my gosh. They land hard and they tip over. She's not upset about that, though. He runs to pick up a necklace that she liked earlier when they were out on the town and gives it to her during the drone show. The most romantic time you can give somebody something. And they almost kiss again. This time they're interrupted. Her boss calls her about the story, and she tells her that she's not doing it. But all he hears is the part about how she wanted her to do a story on Jada Jared. And so now he's mad. She tries to talk to Jared before she leaves, but he's not having it. So she posts a segment, and the story ends up going viral, the one that she wants to tell.
Millions on that.
She quits her job and is promptly hired by New Mexico news channel. So it's the shortest unemployment time in the history of time. Jared watches the story and realizes that he done goofed, and so he rushes to the airport, apologizes for being a big dummy, and she tells him that she's staying, and they kiss the big ones. The movie ends with them going back up in a balloon, and this time he proposes. She says yes, and they kiss some more, and that, my friends, was
Love in the Clouds.
We did it.
Let's take a break, and we'll come back and we'll break down this movie here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking Love in the Clouds, the second of 2 Hallmark movies for the month of May. So we're going to give it the respect and time it deserves by sharing our hot takes. We're not going to try.
You guys both creamed,
Yes.
and you gave 5 and 4 respect.
That's exactly right.
Out of respect.
Brian, hot take. What'd you think of Love in the Clouds? Hot air balloons.
Yeah, speaking of respect, I feel like we should start by showing it the respect it deserves and start with a prayer. The balloonist prayer.
May the winds welcome you with softness.
May the sun bless you with its warm hands. May you fly so high and so well that God joins you in laughter and sets you gently back into the loving arms of Mother Earth.
Author unknown.
Thank you. All right.
Amen
now
and
we're
amen.
ready. Amen. Yeah, this movie's trash.
Trash. Trash. Exactly. Thank you, Brian.
I'm just kidding. That just felt right. I found this quite enjoyable,
Of
actually.
course you did. No. But you can say both, right? It's
Yes.
enjoyable trash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where I fall on it. It was really nice to have Paul Green back on screen. Like he's
I feel like this episode's going to be hijacked by the fact that we're excited to see Paul Green on Hallmark Channel again.
maybe partly, but
I think it's totally going to be aside from me. Just letting you know.
we'll see.
We can go tight on 2.
Paul was it was good. He's familiar. He's fun. So it was good to have
I was
him
looking
back.
for Brand's reaction, but it's cool.
No, I'm just listening in.
Okay. All right.
I also thought that Mackenzie Westmore played a really good reporter. Like she did what I always want.
The woman that's the lead in the
Yeah,
movie? You
yeah.
thought she was a good reporter.
I walked away knowing more about the fiesta than I knew before, and that's all I can ask. I got lots of...
You're right about that.
Thank you. I got lots of good hot air balloon facts.
You guys should be shot.
I got a new prayer I can start and end my days with. So, top-notch reporting.
Are you
Just to
coming
be
here
safe.
via balloon?
My balloon's outside.
Yeah. Oh, that was you.
Yeah, I just flew. There's no regulations against that around this office park,
No.
right? All right, I didn't think so.
I mean,
Yeah,
the business park loves it.
They do. I do feel though that she did deserve that second strike. The coffee puns were a bit excessive.
What was the first strike?
We don't know that.
We don't know
We
that.
don't know. It was probably ridiculous, though, whatever that strike was. But the second one earned. The coffee puns were too much. The dad, Brad.
Lorenzo
Lamas.
Lamas. Shout out.
Wow.
He's
Wow.
Lorenzo Lamas.
I mean, this was, talk about a character arc. Like, he was depression commercial medicine level walking around
Sitting
this
on
movie.
this,
Watching
sitting on the
Price
side
is
of,
Right.
Just huffing and
sitting on the
puffing.
side of his bed and just thinking, is it worth
was
it?
So sad. It was like that meme. I don't know if it's from Narcos or some.
Where he's sitting in the swing set.
Yeah, the swings, just walking around all sad. It was so great. I was loving it. And then Sensei Brad has just a complete turnaround, and I feel like I was more psyched for him than anyone in this movie. Really, really enjoyed watching that development. The bad, though, if I could for a second, we definitely got gypped on the ballooning. Like, we were hardly up in a balloon.
What are you talking
We were
about?
hardly in a balloon. Hardly at all.
I don't
You think this movie would have been made better by more green screen
I think
ballooning?
no, maybe real ballooning.
Well,
would
that's
have
a
helped.
different complaint.
I thought we would get a little air balloon time. We got like 0.
There's a lot. They're on a
But
green
it's not
screen.
real.
No,
Yeah.
of course
Imagine
not.
being up in a real balloon, though. How cool that would have been.
It would have been amazing. I
Yeah.
told Brand several different ways they could have shot it
Yes.
that weren't that expensive.
So that was a bummer. And also, they didn't even try to say a line that's like, hey, they go to Jared. They didn't even try to squeeze it in.
they didn't do it.
It was right there, the whole movie. So overall, I actually had a pretty decent time.
Are you pleased with your 4 and a cream?
Yeah, I stand behind the 4 and a cream.
You have lost your mind.
Yeah.
So I loved it. And I don't know, man. Maybe I was just in a really good mood. I thought that this movie was an absolute blast. And
You
it
say
was.
trying not to laugh
No.
as you're saying it.
I'm being serious. I love this movie and might be my favorite of the year. And it wasn't until I went onto the
Wait a minute.
Double Decker Facebook group that I realized
Wait a second.
I might be on an island here.
I did the
And
same thing, Brent.
And I'm happy that we're on the
But
island
yeah,
together.
Time out. You guys love the movie knowing what it is. You don't love it.
I
you don't
love
have
all Hallmark
blinders
movies
on.
knowing that what they are.
No. You don't love this movie the same way you love Biltmore Christmas.
How could
You don't
how
love this
could
movie the
you?
I
same
don't
way
love
you
it as
love
much.
Savoring Paris.
No, I don't love it as much as
Okay,
those
but
ones.
you love it in a very different way.
No, I don't think that this is funny. I had a blast with the movie.
You didn't think this movie was
I had
unironically.
I had an unironically great time watching this movie. Thoroughly enjoyed myself. And are the balloon shots good? No, they're not. And maybe I was taken by what's his name?
Jared?
Lorenzo Lamas.
Dad?
I'm not familiar with his work.
Sensei Brad?
Yeah.
I am now though. Wow.
He's at the peak of his career. I'd say.
Oh my gosh, unbelievable! Yeah, I had a real good time, and I hadn't even taken my gummy for the night yet. So
Says a lot.
that says a lot. Dano,
Guys, I'm a little bit at a loss of words here. This movie is hysterical. The greens, we watched Dater's Handbook this week, which features heavily a green screen. 10 years ago, it looks terrible. Looks better than the green screen they use in this movie for hot air ballooning. Paul Green says a balloon is prayer. We hear a lot about coffee and hatch green chilies. And then we have 3 or 4 of the weirdest plot.
oh, he's
A
getting
little
choked up.
over it, yeah.
I'm getting emotional. 3 or 4 of the weirdest plot lines I've ever seen. We have 2 leads that may be in separate movies. They can only do what I describe as kissing weird ones in this movie. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if it's kissing. It's a mess. I'm dumbfounded at what's going on here. The falling in love in a week, the reporting of it all that you said, like you learned about reporting
Yeah.
from.
Oh, yeah.
The boss she has back at the studio that just filmed all of her scenes in like a minute and a half. This movie's a mess. This is the worst hot air balloon movie we've seen on Hallmark, and we've only seen 2 of them.
Yeah.
There are so many things in this movie that don't make any sense, guys. I like so many.
Okay.
I don't know how we got to where we got where you 2 loved it. I like we started the balloonist prayer, and I feel like it all went downhill after that. This
We
was a
all
mess.
Googled the prayer though, right? Like after it happened.
100%.
I heard it and I
100%.
Googled balloonist prayer and
Yeah.
immediately it came up. I was like, huh. Guess they decided that's where they wanted to be realistic is balloonist prayer.
That's right.
We have Lorenzo Lamas depressed because he's retired from hot air balloon riding.
He's the hottest,
which is
depressed
my favorite.
person.
No, he
sentence to
was. He had a
say.
Taekwondo studio.
Yeah,
He had a Taekwondo studio
That's
as
what
well.
he. That's
Yeah.
what
But
he.
he
his main-
came
was his-
alive in the balloon.
Well, yeah, you do.
obviously.
And now that he's retired, he doesn't have any time to balloon
it's an
anymore.
empty vessel.
Well, no, Dan, you're missing it.
Did you even watch this?
Oh, I
He-
watched it.
He retired because he realized that he was never home, and he felt like
That's right.
he should be
Yeah.
home more.
And
Yeah.
so now he's home all the time and he's depressed.
Yes.
And if only there was a balloon to fix it somewhere.
Yes,
Right. And he found it.
right.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I'd say you found it.
Yeah.
This movie is one of the worst of the year, if not the worst of the year. It's terrible.
Go ahead.
It's so bad.
Okay, that was
Like
it.
if you liked it, sometimes you'll like movies that you know are bad, and I'm fine with that. If you like a movie because you know it's bad, but it's your kind of bad. I said, talking to some double deckers when I was on Facebook, I'm not watching this with Bran. Bran's going to love this movie. I have no problem with that because I assume you loved it because you like, there's a certain type of terrible movie that you really enjoy. I thought that's what we were doing here.
No, I didn't know it. I didn't know it was bad. I didn't know it was bad. I didn't know it was bad. It's time for all the feels. We're talking about what this movie gave us feels. Brian.
Yeah, my feels were Sensei Brad leading the group in a striking demonstration. At first, I thought this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This guy busts out his gi, his uniform, any chance he gets, I'm sure. But then I kind of got into it. I'm like, they're all like, they're having a good time. This is good stuff. And then the callback to it when Brooklyn was scared about hot air ballooning and he was like, remember, and he said whatever he said, and he did this punch. I'm like, hey, that's great. Like he's calling that back. He's grounding her in something to make her feel strong. Real nice. I'm really happy Sensei Brad was able to incorporate that, his love for Taekwondo into this movie.
I think it's pretty well documented at this point. I am quite afraid of heights. And before this movie, I would have told you I wouldn't be caught dead.
I
in a
can't
hot
believe you're
air
going to do
balloon.
this right now.
But I got to be honest.
Don't do it.
This movie.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
This movie almost made me want to get in a hot air balloon. It almost did enough to make me be like, you know what?
Aaron's going to rent one
It
right
is. It is safer than
Why don't you
the
take him
car.
for a spin? You got yours
Like,
outside.
Oh, right, that's true.
I'll take
That's
yours.
true,
Yeah,
absolutely,
I would like, and I just, I don't know. I felt good. Now I'll say this: I was in until I saw that landing,
now. Crash landing.
the
yeah.
crash landing, which apparently happens sometimes, and then you fall over. I didn't like that. I didn't like that, and the unknown of if that's going to happen is
Yeah.
too much for me. So I probably won't get in the hot air balloon. But I went through a bit of a journey, and I'll say something I never thought that I would say is I considered hot air balloon. I'm still not
Really proud of you
in,
there, yeah.
but I considered it. Dan?
It's the quickest anyone's ever gotten over a fear of heights ever.
Her?
In the yes. She's screaming on that what is that?
Oh, the
thing?
tram? Yeah, going up the mountain.
And then he's like, take a deep breath. She's like, you're right. It's all better.
Yeah.
We did
just
it.
gotta-
All takes.
Have you considered
did
taking, have you considered taking a breath?
Yeah, I 100% love Hatch green chilies.
Yeah.
They're great. I was jealous I wasn't in the Albuquerque region of the country so that I could have Hatch green chilies year round. There's a Tex-Mex restaurant here in Greenville that has Hatch green chili season. When they come here, there's like 2 or 3 weeks you can get all these Hatch green chili infused things. And like in New Mexico, you can just get Hatch green chilies, I believe, at fast food restaurants. So that I was very, very jealous of that. There you go.
It's a good one.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get to the way one, the what the Hallmark here on Tech
Check
the
the
Hallmark. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about Love in the Clouds. Love in the Clouds. Let's get to the way what. It's where we talk about what in this movie made us go away. What? I'll start with you, Brian.
Yeah, Jared in his house. We spent a good amount of
Went to
time.
Jared's.
Went to
Yeah,
Jared.
we all
We
went to Jared's house, and the guy's got air balloon decorations pretty much on every wall
Yeah.
and surface. Which
Yeah. How else would you know that he does
that he
hot air
does,
balloon?
does hot air ballooning. He's a balloonist.
You have podcasting stuff all your
All
your
microphones
house, right, Wayne?
everywhere. Yeah,
Just microphones, soundboards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
got
I do.
that
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
soundproofing everywhere.
I have
Headphones.
I have a poster on my wall that's just the serial cover art, just to remember the
of
roots.
course, obviously, where it all started
That's
for
exactly
everybody.
right.
So it was just a little red flag, maybe. I don't know, a little bit much.
I don't know.
Just a little bit. Maybe we don't know. When Paul buys that 10-pound bag of chilies, he says, "quote Here you go. I'll give you some money."
He says, literally, I'll give you some money, Brandon. Here you go. I'll give you some money. He doesn't say keep the change.
No.
He doesn't say thank you. He says, here you go. Hey, Paul, we'll just do one more take. You ad-lib this one. I got it, guys. Don't worry. Action. Here you go. I'll give you some money. Does he think they're in a dress rehearsal? Here you go. I'll give you some money.
It was great. It
You
was
think he read the like stage
the direction. That's what I think. I think
Yeah.
he read
Yes.
the stage, the action, and direction.
But there's
I'll
another
hand-
one
yes.
later in the movie.
Oh,
He
really?
and the girl are sitting in the restaurant, and they go red chilies, green chilies,
Yeah.
or Christmas.
Yeah.
And he says Christmas is when you mix red or green. And she's like, he goes, I think she'll take hers on the side, and I'll have the regular on top. What?
That wasn't an option.
You just were supposed to say one of the like red, green, Christmas. Regular's not an option. It's
How would
not a
you like
choice.
those?
I'll give you some money.
It was great. I watched that part a few times
Oh,
because I
man.
genuinely laughed
Like,
out
if you
loud.
love the movie for that,
It
I'm
was.
fine with it.
That
I've
was
never
fun.
seen Thank You So Much. I'll
I'll
give you some money.
It was
That's an
really
all-timer.
great. Like, what else are you supposed to say there? I guess that's what. I mean, he nailed
Man.
it. Flying. I mean, just the biggest one. Flying a local reporter from Seattle to New Mexico to cover an air balloon festival.
I mean,
And
that is one of one.
there's just
what
probably
are we doing?
Dozens of people covering it.
Yeah.
Hundreds maybe, and just the boss being in the office all the time because she's
In
a
the
work.
same outfit.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
under the umbrella of she's a workaholic or
Yeah.
she's a mean boss. Like, I feel like we got to move on from that and do it a different way. Like, put her in the car one time, calling on her way home or something. Like,
Anything
just
aside from you filmed her stuff all in one
all
day.
in one day.
Clearly one
Yeah.
day. Clearly
So,
one day.
That was it for me though. Other than that, pretty airtight.
Airtight. Yeah. For sure.
What is his dad's name again?
Sensei
No,
Brad.
Brad.
in real life.
Lorenzo Lamas.
Yes, again, not familiar with Lorenzo's work, and I did not know that he was a heartthrob. And I wrote down as Paul Green's dad, the hottest guy in the world. So
He was a heartthrob for years and years and years.
still is, brother.
Obviously.
Still
Yeah.
is, brother.
Yeah.
I was taken aback more than I think they wanted me to be by the lack of patches on his jacket that clearly has Velcro for patches. I don't know why they would do that. You could just put even a balloon patch on
Yeah,
there.
that would be nice.
But the worst case scenario for Velcro on jackets is no patch, because then I'm just going to wonder, and that's what happened to me.
Lost his patches.
Her boss wants a 5 to 7 minute story on the hot air balloon fest. Guys, watch the local news.
Is it
Like,
60 minutes?
that's an eternity. That is an eternity, and we see the story, and it's not even close. And that's probably
Was
why
there a
she-
crime at the balloon
5 to
festival?
7 minutes.
Sheesh.
on
so
the
we cover the
balloon.
silk. Yeah, we got the silk.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And she wants it to have no personality.
That's
to it.
right.
5 to 7 minutes with no personality. I'm turning the channel after 30 seconds. For as good as she is as a news reporter, her camera person is bad. I don't know what she was. She was doing some sort of weird experimental indie news reporting. She's like zooming in while she's talking and then pulling back and then like doing this with the camera. She's all over the place. I appreciate it. She's, she has a vision.
100%.
She has a vision and she's doing it. So there you go. I felt bad for Jared at one point when I realized that his dad, Sensei Brad, never gave his son a Taekwondo lesson.
Not a single one.
Because Jared is as lost as everyone else. His dad had his own Taekwondo studio. He was addicted to the work. He loved it, and he never once gave his son a lesson. And I know that because I saw Jared try. And that man's never had a Taekwondo lesson. As somebody, once again, who is afraid of heights, and if I were to if I was like, okay, I'm getting up in the hot air balloon, what I wouldn't want someone to say is, we'll be right there wherever you land. There's something about that doesn't sit well with me. What
do you mean wherever?
They're so bad at comforting people that are afraid of heights. The balloon people just have no awareness of, hey, if you say wherever you land, that reminds us that we have no say in all of this, and we don't like that. I go into the hot air balloon with the hot air person because I assume he knows what he's doing. But we learn a lot about it, and I guess that is what it is. And then last but not least, when he hands her the blue necklace, she says, "You remembered." Guys, it was a day ago. If he didn't remember, I'd be concerned. And that's coming from someone who has a real bad memory. Even I saw the necklace, was like, that's the one from the other day.
From yesterday, yeah.
So, he remembered. Congratulations. What a 24 hours it was for him. Dano?
So she gets called into the office by her boss at the beginning as a reporter, and the boss says, "This is your second strike. 3 strikes and you're out." That's how baseball works. And her second strike is puns. That is her second strike because she's supposed to be a business reporter and she's using coffee puns. That makes sense, I guess, unless I told you she was reporting live from a coffee shop. She's not reporting about a crime and she's making, "That's a latte of blood." She's not doing that. She's reporting about a coffee shop. It's not business. She's reporting about a new coffee shop that's in town. It's personal. It is the most appropriate time for a coffee pun maybe in existence. You
much
can't
personality.
send your reporter to report on a coffee shop and then get mad when they use a coffee pun. I was a little surprised by that. I thought that was crazy.
You don't get her vision.
When Paul Green, here's another great one. Go look this up. When Paul Green meets this woman for the first time, he says, "So you're Brooklyn?" And she says, "Yeah, I get that a lot." That's your name, lady.
He said you from New York. Something like that.
Yeah, but he goes, "So you're Brooklyn." And she says, "Yeah, I think he was supposed to say you're from New York." He says, "So you're Brooklyn." And she says, "Yes, I get that a lot." Yeah, that is your name. Apparently, if you Google Paul Green's character's hot air balloon business in this movie, the search results are all clip art, which is very nice. It's a real easy way. It's not a search result. Right. It's some colorful writing with his picture kind of crooked on the side. Or that's a website. Either way, I'm very, very confused. The best scene in this movie is where some random dude comes up to Paul Green on the balloon field. And the fact that neither of you mentioned it is crazy to me. He comes up and he goes, "Are you the guy that does the romantic balloon rides?"
Right.
And Paul Green's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I need to propose to my girlfriend next month. I'll catch you later." And he leaves. He doesn't book anything. He doesn't give any context. We're to assume that Paul Green has an opening. He just comes up and goes, "Hey, are you the guy? You are? I need to book you next month. We can talk about it later. This was urgent, but I've given you all the information you need now."
He was just putting a name to a face.
And then I got to get out of here and we'll do the rest of it later.
Yeah.
Someone says that he's talked at balloon seminars around the world, which is a great line. This woman is eating a burger like she's never seen a burger before. Everyone on this planet eats a burger like this. She is eating it like she's about to throw a Frisbee like this. She's literally eating it like this. I don't understand what's happening there, but that is not as weird as watching Paul Green trying to stomach a carbohydrate in a scene.
Yes.
If you
I was
have a
distracted
chance,
by this.
the best scene in this movie is Paul Green eating corn chip. Corn chip one, Paul Green none. He is trying to take the smallest bite of this. Crumbs go. He's trying to act like he likes it. It is kicking his tail.
Just take a bite, Paul. Action.
It is the best. He's like, "I don't want the carb. That is sugar." It is fantastic.
Refined corn.
Eat a carb, Paul. It won't kill you. At one point, Paul says, "Sometimes I think people spend so much time on the proposal and the wedding and no time actually trying to make the marriage work." And I'm here to tell you, Paul, those are two very, very, very different things. One is party planning. The other is a marriage. So there's that. And then this video goes viral.
It does.
And it's a news story.
Yep.
And the two dudes are watching it. Paul Green and his buddy are watching it. And while they're watching the video, we're watching a montage of.
I was confused. I didn't know if that was the video or not,
Right.
because that's like they didn't get most of that footage.
There's no way they got most of that footage because then they wouldn't have used a green screen. Right?
I was confused about what were we seeing at home?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what they want you to believe is that that's the story.
We're remembering the best of times of this movie. They're watching the viral hot air balloon 5 to 7 minute news story.
But I do think what we see is the story.
Oh, wow. You think so?
I think so.
I don't know if that makes
Because
this better or
they
worse.
didn't add any when you do a montage, sometimes you add a little something so that people know it's a
little
montage,
sauce,
black and white,
Nothing
maybe.
like
that.
Maybe a little.
I think we were
fairy
watching
dust.
two different
You
things.
think so?
Wow.
We'll have to ask somebody.
That's all I got.
How did you take that? Did
I
you
assumed
take-
we were watching the news
Yeah,
story.
that's how I took
but
it, too.
if we weren't, that's what the heck's going on? What's that news story like?
Yeah, I just want to see the actual story itself. It's time for what the Hallmark is, where we wonder what could have been. Maybe have us a clarity question we still have. What are we still wondering about aside from what was the story that we saw?
Right.
Brian?
I'm kind of wondering if you're up in that balloon and you're proposing and that ring falls down, what happens?
Have I got a yo gavel gavel for
Man.
you, brother?
Have I got a diss list for you as well?
That's coming
Wow.
out in
Look at all this
months.
content.
In months.
I don't
But it's
know if
coming.
it's months,
Soon
but-
we'll get the answers.
Find out what I
guess?
think about proposing in a hot air balloon.
Oh, really? You guys
Come in-
talk about that?
Come into a
Antonio
diss list
Coyote?
near you.
That's right.
So yeah, I just thought that was a really funny thing. It never came up because in the Philo deep dive, this is or was it gavel?
It was gavel.
Gavel. This was covered, and so I thought it was in my head the whole time. Like, why don't they talk about that situation? Like, if it goes wrong, you drop the ring.
If you drop the ring, it is on you. It's not
completely
on,
on you.
It's not
That's
on a
right.
hot air balloon, guys.
I'm sure it's in his contract.
There was a scene, a shot that we see once, and then we see it again in the montage,
story?
whatever it is. And they are like inside of a hot air balloon. And for some reason, they both are on all fours. Like they're doing some sort of weird dancing inside of.
Before they crash?
No,
Or they-
no.
oh.
This is like he takes her in. Like we don't see it happen. I don't think. Like we don't get the words, but they're inside of a balloon. Like he brings her.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're like he's got his hands. He's gone. I don't. What was going on? Because in both times we see it, we don't get the dialogue behind what the heck is happening here. But I don't know if he was teaching her a balloon dance. I mean, I learned that it was a balloon prayer.
Yeah.
So
There's
maybe
got to
there's
be a
balloon
dance, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
Would make sense.
But I just wish I could get that scene with dialogue.
Sure.
Because it stumped me both times I saw it. Dano?
Yeah, we talked about what her first warning was. We don't know. That's one. And the other one is how many dead bodies are in the back seat of Paul Green's truck, even though he has a full crew cab with plenty of room to sit in the back seat. They are all jammed in the front of this truck, shoulder to shoulder. What's going on in the back seat of that truck?
Gotta know. Who can say?
Gotta know.
You gotta. We did everybody. Congratulations to us. Loving the clouds. It's time for Double Decker of the Week. It's where we dive deep into the life of a double decker who has signed up for Brainwheel Jam Plus to support the show and get ad-free podcasting and so much more, including Brian doing a deep dive into your life. Dan, who do we have today?
We have Mackenzie Jones.
Mackenzie Jones.
Mackenzie. I don't want to bring the mood down too much, but
Then don't.
I feel like in the name of honest reporting,
Yeah, Spirit
journalism,
of the Resurrection.
As long as there's
and
no
the
personality.
Spirit, no. We keep the personality out of it. Mackenzie out there really shining a light on the dark underworld of a specific sect of deniers out there in the world. I don't know if you guys know a lot about this. It's the mayonnaise deniers.
That they don't believe mayonnaise exists.
They don't believe it's a good condiment. They think it's made up. And
All right, it's two different things.
What do you mean?
Well, they're across the board. They just are anti mayonnaise across the
but
board.
you can be
Really?
like me, anti-mayonnaise, and still believe that
it's a
condiment.
thing.
Yeah, but
Where are these people? These people don't believe it
are
exists or they don't like it.
they don't like it.
Okay.
First of all, and some of them, there are some who just say this isn't a real. This is a made up thing. Like this, people are coming together to conspire to make this a thing. It's not a real good thing. So these people, we call them obviously the mayo naysayers.
The mayonnaise.
Or
Yes.
the
yeah.
mayonnaise.
I was wondering how he's going. I was like
mayonnaise,
mayo,
if you will.
Yeah.
maybe the illuminati. I
No,
don't,
no, it's not. It's the mayonnaise.
mayonnaise
Okay.
sayers.
And Mackenzie, she loves mayonnaise, and she's all about
Okay,
it.
then what's she
like-
doing with this group of people?
Well, she's her and the mayo-yays, if you will. I mean, if we're gonna
Mayo-yays.
it's a community.
We got the
obvious.
mayonnaise.
Yeah,
The mayonnaise.
Mayo-yays.
Mayonnaise have it.
So she's just like trying to spread the good word and just kind of do these like clinics around and really just showing people how it's good for you and how you can make really like healthy mayonnaise. Paul would love that.
So are you under the impression? Is she under the impression there are people that just aren't aware of mayonnaise?
Part of it is education. Like people don't understand that mayonnaise is.
What is
it
there to
can be
understand?
like it could be. It's not all just a gross, slimy condiment. It can
Okay.
be delicious. You can
Mayo's
make
really
it good.
versattle. I mean,
Yeah,
you can get a
lots of
Chipotle
lots
mayo.
of
Here you go.
flavors.
You call it an aioli. All of a
So you
sudden, I'm
went to-
more interesting.
So you went
interested
to
in it.
the seminar.
I neither confirm nor deny.
I mean, you have a
I
lot
will
of
neither mayo
information.
yay or mayo nay.
Well, you were at the Mayo Clinic, if you will.
Nope, sure wasn't. Absolutely not.
Dan was at the
No,
Mayo Clinic. Mackenzie
no.
said you were there.
Absolutely not.
He's a Mayo yay.
It's not.
Brand's a Mayo nay.
I'm a mayonnaise, and I want that. I believe. It
I don't
exists.
care about regular like I'm fine if the sandwich doesn't have regular mayonnaise on it, but like you church up a mayo, I'm here for it.
I don't disagree with that either.
Yeah.
Church
Chipotle
of
mayo all day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. On anything.
A dill mayo,
Now, is she
rosemary
a
dill,
pure-
Thai
put
garlic,
fries
like a
in that
thyme
thing?
Is she
garlic
a
mayo.
purist?
Let's go.
No. She's
She's
all
fine
about
with
it.
it.
Oh yeah.
However you
She's like, let's
gotta-
mix it up. Let's get crazy.
Let's get crazy.
Mayo crazy. Mayonnaise, a lot of options out there. You know what I mean?
The Mayo Clinic. All right. Well, if you want to get involved, you can just reach out.
Yeah. Yeah. The MayoClinic.com. I think
No,
it is.
it is not.
She got MayoClinic.com.
She's in a battle. I think is what it is right now.
Both important causes.
Yeah.
She's just waiting them out.
Both important
She's
causes.
just waiting them out.
Imagine your surprise when you have a passion.
Yeah.
And you're like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to call it the Mayo
MayoClinic.com.
Clinic. It's already
Oh,
taken.
can
I
you
mean, they're
believe
right on the
this?
same page though, so I feel
Are
like
they?
a partnership
I don't
could
think
be
so.
formed.
Okay. We did, everybody.
Does
Congratulations
Brian
to
know
us.
what the Mayo Clinic is?
We are done with new movies, and we're going to be covering with Brian
The olds.
a couple of classics, that
Classics.
we have not reviewed on the
Double
show.
Deckers demanded it.
That's right. Both are from the year
Violently.
Both are from the year 2016. Next
Sent
week,
Brian to the Mayo Clinic.
in a couple of weeks, we're going to be talking about Summer Villa. But next week, Dater's Handbook.
Yeah.
It is available on the Hallmark Plus, which you can of course add to your Philo account. So head to Philo.
Philo.tv/DTH.
If you don't have Philo, Philo.tv/DTH, and you can sign up, see our show, but then also add Hallmark Plus directly to your account. So it's all there in one nice place, which is how we like it. We like it like that. So go check out the Dater's Handbook and come on back next time for that. And we'll be back tomorrow with some more. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas.
This podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.